Jerry Brown here with Jerry Brown Travels. Wait a minute, where's Lori? Hey, Lori.
Hey, Lori here.
Okay, let's start this video. Robberies are on the rise here in Lake Chapala. I don't like to have to report information like this, but I do want to keep you informed and give you an update on what's happening here at Lakeside. That is a stretch of about 15 miles from Chapala all the way to Holtepec. And this little corridor here is where the expats live. And so it's an easy target for robberies that are increasing. Home break-ins also are increasing. There's car theft that's going on down here. They're actually taking license plates off of, let's say, a foreigner's car, and they're putting another license plate on there, and that license plate may have a lot of tickets tagged to it. So when they want to get their car registered, they're going to have to pay all these other tickets, and they'll realize that actually they don't have the right license plate on there. There is more situations where people are riding on the bus and they're getting pickpocketed, and even in Walmart and some of the department stores here, they are being pickpocketed and scams are going on.
Hey, how about subscribe, thumb up, or make a comment?
This report that I'm making is basically from a time period of around February of this year to current times right now. Just recently, last week, there was a shootout in Riveras. Riveras is between Chapala and Ajijic, and it's a little expat area there. It had nothing to do with an expat situation, but what had happened is somebody had gotten caught robbing another person's car, and the police were informed. They came, and there was a shootout. There was a pretty massive shootout going on there, and a lot of the local people, expats, of course, they blasted it on the social media pages, and that was something that happened. Luckily, nobody got killed, and in fact, there wasn't any charges to the person that had robbed the car because they were afraid the person that got their car, or in the attempted robbery of their car, they were afraid that possibly there would be retaliation, so they did not press any charges with that. But friends that lived there talked about it, that it was a shootout, a lot of bullets flying, but luckily nobody got killed. There was another incident that happened, and this goes back to February, where in Chapala they had a cockfight. And it's a legal activity here to have a cockfight, and it was sanctioned and it had permits and everything else. But unfortunately, there was killings there. 2 people got killed there in that particular shootout. They don't think it was related to drugs or anything like that. Maybe a disgruntled person lost their money and they were angry, but they don't quite know. But 2 people were killed there. I want to play a little recording, and you can see this is what was reported in the newspaper. So listen to this little recording here.
2 men were killed and 2 others injured in the crossfire during a shootout that occurred in the early hours of Friday, February 20th at the Palant cockfighting arena that was operating temporarily in conjunction with Chapala's carnival celebrations. Chapala police were dispatched to the Palant facility located in the northeast corner of Christiania Park around 2 a.m. after receiving a report that 2 individuals were at the Cruz Raja clinic undergoing treatment for gunshot wounds, and other shooting victims were still at the arena.
So by the time the police they got to the arena, everybody split and they were gone there. But they took the 2 victims, they took them over to the Red Cross in Chapala, and unfortunately, they didn't make it. So 2 people died in that particular case. A lot of times what we see on the news is situations that are along the border where you hear about cartel action and stuff like that, which it is much more dangerous. But we do actually see more crimes that are happening down here. What I want to do with you now, I'd like to share a video that was made 3 years ago, and they're talking about some incidences here where there was some crime, and actually it did relate to expats. So I'd like to share that little video with you now.
I was resting in the bedroom and had sort of closed my eyes for about 10 minutes, I figured. And I opened my eyes. I hadn't heard anything because he was so quiet. And here is this strange man standing. And I said, I don't know you. I have never seen you before. And he just went, shh, and grabbed my hand and pulled my jewelry off my finger. 4 rings, yeah. Then I screamed at the top of my lungs.
He knows he's caught.
Yeah.
So he comes towards me. I'm in the doorway. He has a knife in his right arm, and I grab him here, and I'm holding it, and then almost, seconds, I find myself on the floor.
Hey, make a comment. Let me know what you think about what, how you feel about, the idea of what's happening here. Maybe your experiences. Let me know. Another incident happened in San Juan Cosala, and this is about 10 miles away from Ajijic area here, and it was drug related, and 2 people died in that particular shooting also. Let me have you listen to a recording about this incident.
After 2 young men were shot to death in San Juan Cosala early this week, local residents face worrisome signs that rival drug gangs may be engaged in a violent turf war along the North Shore corridor. Responding to an emergency call placed shortly after midnight Monday, August 21st, police proceeded to an address on Calle Narciso Mendoza where they found 1 man dead and another mortally wounded. Eyewitnesses reported that they were shot by 2 individuals dressed in black and armed with assault weapons who jumped out of a white pickup truck and opened fire. The victims were presumed to be small-time drug dealers in the town.
Now you'll notice that in both of the clips that I've shared with you about killings and people dying, they were not related to expats. And so they were with the local people, where we do actually see more crimes that are happening down here. But like anywhere, in the United States and stuff like that, you're getting much more crime that is happening there with the economy and that. And so within balance, remember Mexico is a large country, and of course they can have a lot of news in different areas that seem terrible and stuff like that. And it is terrible. So I just want to inform you on what's happening here. But I think the expats that do live in a foreign country are a breed of cats that are different. And we're used to traveling, and we're used to maybe being in situations where it's not always the most peaceful situations that go on. And so we're maybe a little more tolerant with people who have never traveled in Mexico or a foreign country. And that would make them worry in that regard. Is it going to get worse? Yes, there is going to be more crime, especially in the Lakeside area here. Now it has become very popular with the expats around the world, and so we have to be cautious of that.
Every Friday at 5 p.m. California time, we have a new video for you to watching.
I hope this video has given you some information on what's going on happening down here in this part of Mexico and what we are experiencing. Because of the growth and everything that's happening here, so many expats want to live here. There's so many expats. And of course, the Mexican people see us as rich. We have a lot of money. And so we're very easy targets for getting, maybe robberies and pickpocketed and this type of stuff. But all in all, one has to just be aware of their environment, what surrounds them, making sure that they are proactive, staying safe, making sure that they are not, flaunting their jewelry or a lot of wealth that a poor person may look at it and see an easy way of getting that for themselves and maybe then create a robbery. So be safe, be smart, and I hope this has helped you out. Wow, Lori, with what I'm reporting here in this video. What is your feelings about that?
Well, a little bit nervous, a little scared. But what can you do? You know, everywhere in the world, you have the same problem. We just got back from California like a couple days ago, and Jerry's son, our son, say he got car broken toys. That was in the exclusive area, you know, and they have security guard and everything. They still come in the garage and you know, breaking on his car. And then also they have a restaurant, sit outside restaurant. The people come and just point a gun and rob the customer. The just sit outside and eat. They just rob it. You know, what can you do? That's very
No, it's crazy what's going on, you know. I mean, it's just really outrageous.
Yeah.
But what can you do? Well,
What can you do?
you just have to live where you can and enjoy your life. Thank you. Now, I'll watch you.